can make food for 500 people in 2 hours.
Welcome to Why Ukraine. This is the first in a series of videos with a Norwegian volunteer in Ukraine, Erik Helgesplass, founder of Norse Aid, a Norwegian NGO delivering humanitarian aid and field kitchens to the front lines. If you don't know what that is, join my Ukrainian co-host, Eva Vik, to find out. If you support Ukraine and you'd like to contact Erik to make donations or for future interviews, Norse Aid's website is in this video's description and in the video itself. Thank you. So Erik, hi. You're from Norway. Awesome.
I'm from Norway.
Tell me about you do volunteer work here in Ukraine, I know. Tell me about the work that you're doing in your organization.
My name is Erik Helgesplass. I'm Norwegian, living in Kiev, or I used to live in Kiev. Now I'm also a refugee. We have an organization called Norse Aid.
Norse Aid.
Norse Aid.
Oh, Norse Aid. Oh, okay. Of course.
Actually, we have 2 organizations because we have Norse Aid, that is now based in Norway, and we have Norse Aid UA, that is based in Ukraine. I will tell you a little bit more about why we have 2 organizations later on.
Yeah, I can imagine working with NGOs and stuff. It makes sense to do it separately sometimes, you know.
We have one of our main projects is we have been buying now 7 big field kitchens from the ex-army field kitchens.
Field kitchens.
Yes. So, and I think we have 12 smaller field kitchens. So, and those field kitchens they are pretty high capacity.
Yeah.
By the book from Kurzin, German company that produced these kitchens, they can I think you can feed. I think they say that you can 2 chefs can make food for 500 people in 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm doing an image search for these right now. Hey, hang on, I'm gonna share my screen for our viewers here, and we can look at when you're talking about a field kitchen. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but some people may not know what that means. There's a lot of different kind of layouts, but basically it's a trailer that folds out into like a cooking. It's really cool, actually.
It's very, very efficient. And a lot of those areas that we chose to work in have not any electricity, no gas, no nothing left. And everyone, if you have been in the army, you know how important a hot meal is.
Yeah, an army runs on its stomach for sure. Yeah.
So that is one thing we do.
So do you haul them in on a do you tow them behind a truck out to the location?
The way we have been organizing this is that we have been dragging them from Norway down to Ukraine. In Ukraine, we have made deals. We will, in practice, we lend them out for free to Ukrainian organizations that run them on a day-to-day basis. And that is why, the reason we do that is that we want to keep the ownership of them. We don't want to give them away. We want to keep the ownership because this situation it changes almost from day to day, hour to hour.
Yeah. So you lend them out, and
we lend them out to Ukrainian organizations that run them on day-to-day basis. So we can, when the situation change in that area, we can get them back and put them into work somewhere else.
that makes sense.
We don't want to end up in a situation where they will stand not being used,
being left outside, and people are like, we don't know what to do with this now. It's better. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot more sense. Wow. So what places have you taken these things to? These field kitchens?
For now, we have 3 kitchens running in Ukraine. We have one in Chernihiv, a city that's north of Kiev. We have one in Kharkiv, and we delivered one in Kupiansk, in the city center of Kupiansk.
So these are for people in the cities and villages where maybe they don't have, you know, there's no gas, there's no electricity, no running water in some of these places.
Like Kupiansk is a very bad place. It's it's more or less in practice on the front line. We was standing there with the guys that we was going in with, and we were standing on the highest point, and they was pointing on the forest in front of us and said that there is the nearest Russian artillery. So it's really it's heartbreaking and shocking to see how much of that city that are left in ruins. So but the organization that we cooperate with there, they have already food service up and running. They are already
cool.
They are already making a lot of food for they feed the people that are trying to repair bridges, trying to fix electricity, elderly, disabled. So those women, they are
it's the babushka army, you know. I mean, really, it's a babushka just army of volunteers, and I've seen it in every village and every city, you know, making camouflage nets and bringing in, just taking all the food out of their basement, you know, out of their cellars. And, you know, I mean, that's a big reason behind Ukraine's success, I think.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And we also know that usually when we go out, we are delivering out this food ration, and we know that a lot of these elderly people, they are splitting that one in 2. They keep half of it for themselves and they send the rest to the army. So Ukraine
isn't that crazy? The people who have the least are always the ones who give the most.
It is like this. So and they have Ukraine has what we in Norway call a total defense. Like it's really hard to see the difference or find the line. Where are the army? Where are the civilian? Because everyone understands that this is for our existence. It's not about land or where the border should go. It's just plain simple. It is for the Ukraine's existence.
Everybody just pulls together. It was amazing for me to see, you know, in the first days of the war, you know, because a lot of people said, oh, you know, the Ukrainians, they're all divided against each other and fighting with each other. It reminds me of I don't know if you have brothers or sisters, but a lot of families, if you grow up with brothers and sisters, you're always fighting with your brothers and sisters. But if anybody else comes and tries to pick on one of your siblings, then oh boy, nobody gets to pick on my family but me, you know.
Oh, it's the same here.
We also in some very big family, because we like maybe from different countries, but we know what we stand in for. And now I think you heard about this lately, that this is like this Wagner group. Two of them, they witnessed it in actually one in Norway and one in I'm afraid to mistake which country. And they witnessed that when they was on the front line, different cities, they have a command to kill every civilian in the city.
Wow.
Crazy town. Yep.
This is very, very old tactic. This is Soviet Union practice, burned land, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, they did it 100 years ago in Ukraine, 100 years ago in the Ukrainian Civil War and then the revolution, when the Bolsheviks came and they massacred the Makhnovists, you know. And
it's not the first war. It's not the first war with Russia. It's many wars before, but Ukraine still exists, and we have better climate, better territory, and etc. So it means that we're gonna win this war. But task how to make it faster. This is the main task.
Yeah, well,
and I think Eric, it's a key to this victory. Eric is a key. I believe in it, Eric.
Thank you.
Yes, I believe it's you. Because I remember we just have network. We never met with Eric. We just Facebook friends, maybe like 3 years, And we have like I know many Norwegian in Kyiv, but you was in Cherkasy district, if I'm not mistaken.
I was. We have a little farm in Bila Cerkva.
Bila Cerkva, yes. You was in Kyiv district, but you was mostly like. It was mainly like Swedish, Danish, Norwegian in Kyiv, some community, and I know many of them, but like in person we never met. This is basically first time. But we communicate all the time.
Nice.
And have friends in common. This is how it works, this network. And we was typing in. I didn't know much. I just know Eric is Norwegian, like half Ukrainian. Live in Ukraine, like this. And then we find out that Eric have a printing machine and years of experience to make polymer covers. Eric can make any shape, you know, any.